Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. So the government are they've delayed this child poverty bill, or child poverty report, which they are supposed to have brought out in the spring. That's now apparently going to be delayed till the autumn. Now part of it is thought to be believed because they want to reverse the two-child benefit cap, which would be fantastic for a lot of children who are of course in poverty at the moment and who are continuing to be in poverty. There is, however, other news which isn't quite so good, and that is that they are planning on stopping the legislation which supports SEND children, special educational needs children, in schools. Now, before I go any further, obviously they are looking at ways to support children in schools, but I think the SEND situation and also the EHCP, which is of course the document which helps children. It's a legal document. It helps children in schools get the help they want. I believe they're incredibly important. My daughter had one because she's got autism and also a connective tissue disorder, and her needs are very specific, should we say, very necessary. And we felt that before we got the EHCP that the schools don't necessarily listen. And I'm not blaming the schools necessarily because they're under a lot of pressure, staff shortages and things like this. I understand that things are very difficult for teachers. But I think without the EHCP, she wouldn't have got the help that she needed. I really do believe that. And because obviously schools are legally bound to adhere to this document. Now the government are saying that this isn't working, and they're saying that basically other things need to be done. Now of course, if there was a framework in place that was a legal framework which said that any child diagnosed with a particular condition or certain condition or a group of conditions would get help, then yes, that may well sort out the situation. But to take out any kind of legal requirement, I think, would then leave it up to schools. And there are some schools who are able to do it and some schools that aren't, for whatever reason. So I think it's wrong that they are potentially taking this away without at least coming up with an idea for a replacement or some other way of dealing with it. Because, I know a lot of parents who have got children who have got special educational needs, and getting an EHCP is very difficult, as is everything that you get from the government. But once you have it, it's a very important document. It's helped my daughter through her primary school, her secondary school, and now in college it's also helping her. So it has a lot of benefits to it for people who need that kind of support. And I don't think it's necessarily easily given either. It's a very difficult thing to get, at least it was for us. Please let us know in the comments what you think if you've had a similar situation. You need a lot of evidence. It's a long time, it's a long process to go through, and so it's not something you can just apply for and get without even trying. So I think it has a definite place in school, in the school system, and I think it's important to keep something like that or something very similar to that, because otherwise you're going to get the situation where children are going to be falling out of school or homeschooled by their parents because the parents don't feel as though their children are being helped and given the support they need to get through school. And we want children to have a school experience because of social interaction and things like this, all the stuff that they say is good for children. But some parents have to take their kids out of school because they have no other way of doing it. They have no other way of dealing with school, and children aren't learning because they go into school and they're either getting bullied or their support's not getting given to them, and so they're not learning. So it's a very complicated situation, but I hope that the government will come up with a situation which is as good, if not better, than the current SEND situation. Because if they take it away and they don't replace it with anything, I think there's going to be a huge number of problems going into the future. But let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. Do you believe that it should be taken away? Do you think the SEND system is working, or do you think it isn't working? Do you think that something else should come in to replace it? Love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section as always. Please do subscribe if you've got this far. I'll see you next time.